How's everybody doing? I'm making this video. I want to thank Dell for sending me this. Greatly appreciated. This is their plan. But reason why I'm making this video is that they're going to shut down YouTube. They're going to shut down YouTube, all of your TikTok, probably Facebook, all of them. They're going to shut them down. They're not going to let people talk. So that's why I'm making this video. Obama, Red Wedding. The Black Panther, Red Wedding. That's what this video is about. So I'm making this video ahead of time. What I see is going to happen. Roughly, Trump could be gone by the 16th to the 22nd, as I have talked about before. And that's why I'm making this video for a heads up. Because if they shut everything down, don't be alarmed. Red Wedding. Obama. I'm going to go over it.
Dr. Werner von Braun in early 74. At that time, von Braun was dying of cancer, but he assured me that he would live a few more years in order to tell me about the game that was being played, that game being the effort to weaponize space, to control the Earth from space and space itself. Von Braun's purpose in life during the last years of his life, his dying years, was to educate the public and decision makers about why space-based weapons are a dumb, dangerous, destabilizing, too costly, unnecessary, unworkable, undesirable idea. The strategy that Werner von Braun taught me was that first the Russians are going to be considered to be the enemy. In fact, when I met him in 74, they were the enemy, the identified enemy. We were told that they had killer satellites. We were told that they were coming to get us and control us, the dirty commies, that whole story. First, the Russians were the enemy against whom we're going to build space-based weapons. Then terrorists would be identified, and that was soon to follow. We heard a lot about terrorism. Then we were going to identify third world country crazies. We now call them nations of concern. But he said that would be the third enemy against whom we would be needing to build space-based weapons. And the next enemy was asteroids. Now, at this point, he kind of chuckled the first time he said it. Asteroids, against asteroids, we're going to build space-based weapons. So it was funny then. And the funniest one of all was against what he called aliens, extraterrestrials. That would be the final card. And over and over and over during the 4 years that I knew him and was giving his speeches for him, he would bring up that last card. And remember, Carol, the last card is the alien card. We're going to have to build space-based weapons against aliens. And all of it, he said, is a lie.
So, there you go. Thank you very much, Dell. So, they're going to shut down social media. They've already talked about it. That's why I'm making this video. It's all deception. Trump and Obama, it's all just fake. It's all just a show. It's a clown show. It's a clown show. So, as my last video, like I said, it's all a clown show. That's why I'm making this video, is because I believe they're going to shut the internet down. I just want to go over this because they gave a date for these troops. We know everything's going to be over. The National Guard, they're either going to be letting them go to the 30th or the 15th, November 15th. So these states, these are not hardly anything. 35, yes, people were saying 35, but it's enough to cause chaos, one side against another. This would be nothing. This would be nothing. 35, 40, 35, 40, that's nothing. But it's enough to cause conflict. And that's what they're doing. Julius Caesar, as even Trump, Julius Caesar was killed by a political party. Julius Caesar was killed by a political party. One party against another. That's what's going on right now. You have this, Trump's been posting this on his social media. Oh, it's all lining up for Trump's visit. He's going there on the 16th. He's going to be out of the country. I'm going to talk about this in a minute. Trump's going out of the country he's going to be probably leaving the 16th. So we only have to put up with Trump for another 3 weeks roughly. He's going out of the country. That's the same day time period that they're doing their plan, which is black out the system. Black out the system. The same time as I have talked about before. This is what Trump, as I said, it's pitting one side against another. Good cop, bad cop. When they're both bad. Trump's been posting this on his news feed. Truth Social. Villain. Villain. Right here. One side against another. Greasley. Then he puts this, one side against another. Biden, Trump. Biden, Trump. Biden, Trump. Conflict. Biden, Trump. Here's another one. Mortgage fraud. One side against another. Trump presses Fed Cook to quit after mortgage fraud. One side against another. Here's another one. Falsely claims Atlanta condo. One side against another. One side against another. That's what it's all about. It's all about conflict. It's all a show. One side against another. Black out the system. They're calling for people to lose their lives.
You're all saying, oh, we're going to counteract it and we're going to go buy a bunch of stuff and then return it. Ha 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 ha. If you're not worried about it working, then why are you going to go buy stuff? Don't. Stay home. Save your.
So it's a conflict. It's coming to a head. The conflict. I showed the video yesterday. They're having all these riots, rallies, not really riots, but they're all over the place. Chicago Blue was in one the other day. In Chicago, they're all over the place. Black out the system. Chicago, nationwide. King must go. No king in thee. It's in the Bible, as I talked about before. Let's talk about the Black Panther. Obama's dream. The leopard. Obama's journey. The Black Panther. You know what the Black Panther is? It's about killing. It's about a red wedding. Obama, Black Panther. Black Panther, the movie. If you have seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. It's about the black uprising. They say it's compared thousands of African tribes worried over a meteorite containing form a nation. I'm not really going to get into it. You know what I mean. Black Panther. It's also compared to Superman and Batman. Black Panther. I said I hate my... Black Panther. Black Panther introduces Obama effect in comic movie books. Black Panther is Obama. The Black Panther. That's what they're saying. They're all over the place. When this movie came out, this is Obama. Black Panther. Right here. Obama Black Panther smeared by Sheen Hannity. This is Black Panther. This is Obama. Just happens to be that their symbol, blackout the system symbol, is a Black Panther. Red Wedding. I'm going to go over this and I'm going to talk about it in a minute. If Trump dies and there's riots all over the place, who's going to come on the scene? Who are they going to set on a podium and talk for everybody to calm down? For everybody to peace? Who's going to be the peacemaker if there's riots all over the place? And as you can see, United Nations. This is what I believe is going to happen. That's why I'm making this video. Who's going to come out of the woodwork? You got two sides. You got one, Trump. If they start a red wedding and killing all these people, senators or whoever, who's going to come out of the woodwork and say peace to the situation? Obama even says, you think I'm kidding?
Red wedding. You can't say it, but you know it's true. Good evening, everybody. It is an honor to be here at my last. You all look great. The end of the Republic has never looked better. I do apologize.
He is under Republic, and I'll show you in a minute where it's in the Bible.
Running on CPT, which stands for jokes that white people should not make. Anyway, here we are. It's like the Red Wedding. My eighth and final appearance at this.
Eighth and final. Eighth and final.
Here we are. It's like the Red Wedding. My eighth and final appearance at this unique event. Earned me some serious Tubman. That's right. The Red Wedding. That's right. It's like the Red Wedding. It's like the Red Wedding. I was a little late tonight. And I am excited. If this material works well, I'm going to use it at Goldman Sachs next year. My brilliant, beautiful wife, Michelle, she looks so happy to be here. It's called practice. It's like learning to do 3-minute plank.
So, Red Wedding, he said, you think I'm kidding? You conspiracy theorists. And he also said this at it.
Red Wedding. You can't say it, but you know it's true.
So, Red Wedding. So, what do I think's going to happen? And I'll show you this. People say that we will never see the Antichrist. Some people don't know who the Antichrist is. The Lord hasn't showed them anything. Us that the Lord showed who the Antichrist is, Obama. As I said before, when I leave, I said I was sitting in a chair, the king's chair, and I showed where it's in Return from LA or whatever it is. I showed the bride was sitting in the chair. The woman that goes into the wilderness, she was sitting in the chair. I was sitting in the chair, and I saw the woman in white, Revelation 12 sign. This all lines up with this timeline. Also, too, I saw Trump on a stage, Obama on a stage, and everything went dark. As you can see here, you got the U.S. flag, you got the United Nations. I believe that's the United Nations. I could be wrong, but I think it is. So, Obama stands up. Now, if you don't know who the Antichrist is, this is like a boom boom. You can, this is only one person. It's in Daniel. I'm going to go over Daniel, because this is exactly matches up with Revelation also. And I'm going to go over it. Daniel, when you describe the Antichrist, it's in Daniel, it's in Revelations, it's in other places, but I'm going to use Daniel, because most people know that the Antichrist is in Daniel. It's right here, Daniel chapter 7, 8, 10, or 8 and 11. 11, right there. The arms of a flood shall be overflown before him. All these verses right here in Daniel describe the Antichrist. Now let's go to Daniel. The key word in Daniel is stand up. And as you can see, it's stand up. Stand upon, but stand up. Daniel chapter 8. Stand up, Daniel chapter 8. Stand up. And as you can see, it says right here in Daniel chapter 8:25, it says, he will stand up and magnify himself. He shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace he shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes. That's our king. That's Jesus. He's going to stand up. But all these verses stand up. As you can see, stand up. Stand up. Now, as I said, the Lord showed me Trump on a stage, and Trump fell. And then I saw Obama on a stage, and then everything went dark. It says, and a mighty king shall stand up and rule a great dominion and do according to his will. And then in 11, it says, and he shall stand up, and his kingdom shall be broken and shall be divided towards the four winds of heaven, not for his prosperity, nor according to his dominion, which he ruled. So he used to rule it, but he's not ruling now for his kingdom. So this is America, as I said before. So let's go to the rest of the verses. And it also says that in what I just showed you. But out of his branch, his roots, which is Kenya, as I have said before, shall one stand up in his estate, which shall come with his army in fortress unto the fortress of the king of the north. So he's going to go against the king of the north after he returns to the land of his fathers. As I said, stand up against the king of the south. Many shall stand up against the king of the south, and in his estate then in Daniel chapter 12:1. So from in Daniel chapter 11, the Antichrist, as I talked about before, the Antichrist stands up. And then it says in verse 12:1, and it says, "At that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children and people, shall at that time of trouble, shall never was since there shall be a nation even at that time, the time that the people shall be delivered, everyone written in the book." So the Antichrist stands up, and then Michael stands up. That's what it says. So this is always how it goes in the Bible. God waits for somebody to do something, and then he reacts. And as I said before, this is in Psalms 91. 1,000 will die at your left, 1,000 will die at your right. When that happens, we will be delivered. This could be the second group right here. This also shows that Obama is the Antichrist. The dominion that he ruled, it means he was ruling it. Now, Obama said 8. The United Nations is meeting. I believe that Trump could die rioting, whatever, black out the system. Trump die. There's riots in the streets. There's unrest. Senators may be killed, red wedding, or just disappear. And Obama can speak at the United Nations. He doesn't, as a ex-president, he can speak at the United Nations. At this time, and as you can see, I've never seen a meeting for so many days. 8. They're meeting from September 9th to the 25th. Now, you have all these world leaders there. Trump's not even going to be there. He's going to be the 20th. And then he might go to Israel. So he's not even going to be here. He could die in a plane crash going there. And that's is exactly when they're having this session, when they're having their blackout, starts the 16th. In France, it's starting the 10th, as I showed in my video. People were sending me that. It's starting the 10th there. 11/10 or 9/10, September 10th. So they're doing this all over the world. Macron's going to be here. Macron should be here. A lot of the world leaders are going to be here at the session. Now, this is also Peace and Safety Day, which most people know that. International Peace Day is the 21st. Now, this also lines up with the revelations that if the Antichrist goes to the United Nations, it says 10 horns which I saw were 10 kings which received no kingdom yet, received their power as kings 1 hour with the beast. Also, I showed you in my one video, where they were going to meet for 1 hour at the United Nations. Stephanie sent me that. They were going to meet for 1 hour. 1 hour meeting. I forget what day it was. It was like the 10th or 11th they were going to meet. So, we should all see this stuff happening very shortly. And as I said, let's get back to Revelation, because this is in Revelation. The beast meets 1 hour. If you go down here and read the rest of it, he meets for 1 hour, and then Babylon's destroyed. So we could see him meeting at the United Nations, as the Lord showed me on a stage. The stage could be the United Nations, because this is verse. This is verse 17:12. 17:12, which he saw us were 10 kings. And then it goes on to say, and then it says, the Lamb of Lamb shall overcome them. See, as you can see next, after they meet, he meets with the things. It says, for they shall make war against the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. The Lord of lords, King of kings, and they that were with him are called faithful and chosen. That's where we leave. We leave right before the fire. And he stands up. And here he stands up. He stands up someplace and meets. He stands up someplace and meets. It's in verse 12. 10 horses what I saw were 10 kings that received no kingdom yet, but received power with the kings, 1 hour with the beast. So they meet someplace. And I believe this could be the United Nations. And then we leave. And then the fire. Then the fire. And then in verse, this is exactly, and then in verse 18, it says, come out of me, I heard another voice, come out of me, my people, shall you not be partakers with their sins, and ye receive not their plagues. So this is exactly what it says in Daniel, as I said, Daniel chapter 11. This is the same pattern right here. The Antichrist stands up, and then everybody's delivered. But we leave. Lord showed me Obama on a stage, the last thing, and everything went dark. And also in Revelation 17, it's the fire. The fire. And from what it looks like is the Antichrist is involved in the fire, because when he stands up, the dominion that he ruled will be blown to the four winds of heaven. And right there, the woman that I saw was a great city which reigned over the kings of the earth. Says right here, fire. The whore was burned, and eat her flesh, burn her with fire. So, there you go. So, I wanted to have this video ahead of time, because if for some reason you see this stuff happening, you see Obama speak, you'll know that America will be destroyed then. And what is it? The Red Wedding, the Black Panther stands up. The Red Wedding. Like I said, this I don't know. I have problems with this computer once sometimes. But as I said, here it is. Black Panther. One side against another, problem, solution, reaction, whatever they say on the X-Files. But yes, the Black Panther introduced Obama effect. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, don't be surprised if this does happen. Obama on a stage, Black Panther, as you see their emblem, Black Panther. Conspiracy theorist is exactly right.
Red wedding. You can't say it, but you know it's true.
Can't say it, but you know it's true. Red Wedding. Obama returns. Red Wedding. And this is what it's playing out. This is what happened with Julius Caesar. He was killed by his rivals. Also, too, it says the Antichrist takes out 3 kings, I believe. 3 kings. Trump could be one of them. You haven't seen nobody arrested yet. We'll see what happens, but I just want to make this video. Don't be surprised if this happens. People say, "Oh, we'll never see the Antichrist." Um, I know there's people that think we will. He could stand up at the United Nations, and everybody flies home, and America's destroyed. Um, but you do have a timeline, as I showed. They're gearing up for something, and if the internet goes down, and they get it back up, and then TikTok and Facebook and all of them are shut down. YouTube, don't. That's why I'm making this video. Don't be surprised. This could happen. And people say that some people say, "Well, don't see the Antichrist." Bible verses states it says, "Don't be no man to deceive you that day won't come until the man of sin be revealed." So we'll see what happens. Red wedding. Obama returns. Red wedding.